Hey guys, welcome back here to the Pioneer Trailblazers. I'm Shane, and we got Brody on the camera here.
Hello.
So we're here working on tanning some deer hides. So the cool thing we have here is that we actually have two deer hides sitting here below us.
And then
One
here.
and another one here. So this one here is going to be a fresh hide. This one here is already undergoing the process. So, of course, granted that you are interested in learning how to tan deer hide, obviously you're going to need to first and foremost know how to skin a deer and take the hide off the deer, which I'll have videos to show that as well. But we're really focusing on one thing at a time, and here we're focusing on learning how to tan a deer hide. So this is actually this is gonna be my son's buck that he killed this year. So this one's gonna be a pretty big deer. So we got the hide soaked here. We're gonna throw it up here on the table. And it's good to have a good workspace for you to do this on, because it's going to be some work. And what I like about this little table here I've made is it has a downward slope. So just step back a little bit, buddy, and try to keep the camera still. All right. So this table here has a downward slope, so the water is going to rush down here on the table here. So I want to show you this little tool here. This is a fleshing tool. It's one I like. I have another big fleshing tool that's on order. It'll be here Monday. But this little tool here is kind of like it's a scraper. It has a razor blade edge right here that wraps around each of these corners halfway into this bow here. So what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna use this on the back of this hide to start skinning here. And we're gonna get all this flesh off of here. We're gonna start scraping it. You want to be careful when you're doing it, you don't rip through the hide. But this is going to be the most extensive part. It's good to get a piece started here. Okay, so we're basically just going to strip. You want to bring that over here now and show this little part I'm working on right here. So this is going to be what we're going to concentrate on. There's a little skill to using these, but once you get an area started, and you just really just keep working that spot you got going. And that's basically, you're basically gonna work and skin through some of this stuff. I got a lot of meat left on here. I did not do a good job skinning the deer. I actually was in a big hurry because I was leaving to go out of town that night. So it may be helpful to have a little knife with you as you're doing it to get some of the stuff off. But yeah, so basically there are also fleshing posts that people like to use. Where's my knife at?
Is it right there? Black one right there.
No, that's a saw. All right, so yeah, that's basically the gist. There it is, right there. So it may help to have a little knife as well. You can kind of cut some of the meat and the fat off. But yeah, you're gonna spend quite a bit of time. Some people like to power wash too, but I don't really like to because it takes away from some of the work that's involved in it, and that I really enjoy doing the work. So yeah, so we'll come back to you after we complete this step. We'll come back with a new video. Thank you. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, Shane here, Brody behind the camera.
Hello.
So what we're working on here is tanning a deer hide. So I already did a lot of this without making a video, which I'm gonna make a new one again, and then I'll show and cover all the parts. But basically what I have here is a deer hide. I'm gonna turn this into a rug. But with this one, where I made the mistake is I've already defleshed it, completely defleshed it, and I did not make a video of how to do that. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna set this back in the water, and I'll come right back and give you further instruction. But I have a deer head right here. This was Brody's first buck, which we already got the antlers off it, and it's cleaned, getting ready to go. So on that next one, I'll show you a better video of how to deflesh it before we get to this process here. But so basically what we have here is just a tote. Basically the things you're gonna need is a tote, some salt. So I'm just using salt that goes in a water softener, just small salt. And then so this would be the what would this be? The fifth cup of salt, which I'm actually just gonna let this sit for a little bit because it's bloody. So I'm gonna let that get rinsed out. So what happened was when I first cleaned this deer, I took the hide off it. And so when the hide comes off a deer, it's not this clean. Like, you gotta get some of this flesh off it, which there's a small piece of it. So I got fleshing tools. They sell them on Amazon and so forth. And I cleaned all of the hide off before. So once I cleaned the hide and got all the flesh off it, at that point what I took was a big thing of salt, table salt, poured it on the hide and wiped it all around, make sure all the corners, edges are covered really well. And then what I did from there was I folded up the hide, I put it in a trash bag, and then I put it in my deep freezer because I wasn't yet ready for this process. So it is a little time consuming. So make sure you have some spare time on your hands because you're gonna be working with this, coming back to it several times over the course of 3-4 days. I did get some stuff off of Amazon. I believe it's called NU Tan. It's a pre-mixed formula that helps with some of the acidic levels. So basically we're using salt to pH the water levels to kill the bacteria on the back side of this hide. And then as I rinse and wash it, I'll stretch it. And we'll do this process over and over several times before this thing is finally done. And then we'll condition it, and then we'll get it, we'll see how it turns out. So this is just a little something hobby, this is a little new hobby that Brody and I have gotten into. So when you're soaking it in the tote, can you see the tote? You wanna make sure your hide is on the top side and your flesh is, the back side is down in the water. So you wanna see all your fur, Make sure nothing is exposed to the air except for the fur here. And like I said, I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit and come back and rinse it out, and then we'll come back to you then. Thank you. Okay, so here we are with the next step. So I drain the water on that. You want to come over here so I can film? So rinsed, drain that water. It was yucky. First cycle is going to be nasty, a lot of blood. So I put some water in here on the hide, kind of hand rinse it around. You could pick the hide up and wring it out. And then get you some new water in. It's gonna take several cycles of cleaning out and rinsing the hide out till you get nice and clean and clear water is the key. So this round should be nice and clear. So we're gonna fill the tote up, maybe about a halfway, a little less, maybe halfway. This was a smaller deer, so it's quite a bit easier pelt to handle than the one we're gonna make next. The one we're gonna do next is gonna be a lot more work because it was a big mature buck. So once we'll get this rinsed up, get the water, see it's nice and it's gonna be nice and clear now. Got all that blood off, all that yucky stuff off, and we will take this and we'll do round 2 of saltwater soaking. And then we're gonna let it soak about 6 to 8 hours, or probably overnight, honestly, till tomorrow morning. And then we'll do it again. And then we'll come back with the next step from there. So hope this is getting you excited and giving you a little bit of knowledge on how to do your deer hide. You see the deer hide real good? So now we got some clean and clear water, deer hide in here. So we're doing good. All right, thank you. We'll be back with another video. You ready? All right. So coming back with part, I guess, 2 or 3. I failed yesterday. I made the video of showing you how to soak your hide in the salt water. Came home today after church, pulled that hide out of the water, let it hang. I set it up here on this table, stretched it out, began pulling and stretching it out. Let it dry a little bit, and I made a new solution here. So what this is here is it's about 4 gallons of water, about 3 to 4 cups of white vinegar, and 4 pounds of salt. And I mixed it in that water to create a solution. So the pH level of the water should be between 1 to 3. So the vinegar is going to give the acid, which is going to help break down some of the bacteria and basically sanitize the back of the hide, the flesh that's still on there, some of the membrane, and then the salt is going to help cure and preserve some of that back there. So I'm gonna let this soak again in this mixture overnight. And then tomorrow, what I'm gonna do, and I'll have a video for this too. Granted that my son's ready, because I was out here working and yelling for him so we could complete the project, but I don't want to take up too much of his time either. So that's basically where we're at right now. This is really the second soaking, third washing right now. So we're gonna leave this overnight, come back to this tomorrow, maybe later tonight. We'll see, okay? So let's just say at least 6 hours of soaking in the solution. Okay, and we'll see you back next time. All right, we're back. So I want to get the hide out and show you here. So this is what it's gonna look like when it's clean. So from there, once it's clean and you've got all the flesh off, you're gonna soak your hide in a salt bath, salt and water, about 4 pounds of salt, and let that soak. So that's what that'll look like. Thank you.